these 5 guys who are there, considered to be the killers of Senzo, they have been scapegoated. Senzo was allegedly shot and killed by Kelly, where it was alleged that it was mistake.
Enough is enough. It stops here and it stops today. If you strongly believe that I am capable of what you're accusing me of, very simple. Come and get me.
So I'm not sure if you're aware of the news that's recently broken out regarding the Senzo Meyiwa trial, because what Advocate teffo has recently revealed has got a lot of people second-guessing Kelly Khumalo's innocence. And so, as usual, I had to do a little bit of digging. What I found was genuinely interesting.
Hello again. The defense in the Senzo Meyiwa trial says it can link Kelly Khumalo directly to the murder. Malisela Teffo says a witness will testify that the singer pulled the trigger.
Exclusive story. Singer Kelly Khumalo says life is in danger. She was, of course, in the house when former Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed in 2014 in what the state has alleged was a botched house robbery.
You see, we all know the story of how Senzo Meyiwa was unfortunately murdered at Kelly Khumalo's family residence. We all know that it happened on the 26th of October 2024 in what was initially reported as a quote-unquote robbery. And we also know that the people who were present at the time of this robbery was Kelly Khumalo, her sister Zandile Khumalo, and their mother Untombi, as well as Khumalo's son Christian and 3 of Maywa's friends. All these people were allegedly present when this robbery was happening. However, this case is pretty interesting because at this point it's seemingly evolved into a complex legal saga with allegations of contract killings, police incompetence, and also a number of cover-ups. A lot of things have started to happen in this case, and it's really muddied the water to helping the public genuinely understand what exactly happened that day. However, that wouldn't be the case for too long, because in July 2025, something very interesting would happen, because the Disbarred Advocate teffo, who previously represented 4 of the accused in the Maywa trial until his withdrawal in 2022, actually decided to do an interview on Podcast and Chill. And the things he said on this podcast are quite honestly crazy, and I mean that so seriously. The things he alleges that happened that night, according to his version, by the way, something that seems like it was straight out of a movie. You see, first and foremost, the advocate actually claims that Maywa's death was not actually a robbery, but an accidental shooting by none other than Kelly Khumalo herself. And it allegedly happened during a domestic dispute.
With what has happened to me, I've had my life threatened. I have my family threatened. And I feel like the law is not coming into place to protect and make me feel that, you know what, it is within my right to have protection.
Then Kelly said, Senzo, tat. Then Senzo went to castle with the long way, taking the firearm, you see. Battle for the firearm, you see. So Senzo overpowered him. He took the firearm, and then Kelly was just here. Then he handed over the firearm to Kelly. Then Senzo took longer outside, threw him in the street. Yes. Then he came back. So when he came back, said, Kelly, let us pump. When Senzo was about to receive that, that's when the bullet came out.
You see, teffo actually alleges that Longwe Twala arrived at Khumalo's home with a .38 special revolver, intending to confront Meyiwa over suspicions of an affair with Zandile Khumalo. And during the scuffle, Khumalo allegedly took the gun and accidentally shot Meyiwa. And teffo claims to have a handwritten affidavit from Longwe that he dictated in prison supporting this narrative. But I want you to understand that it gets even crazier than that, because he further alleged that a warrant for Khumalo's arrest on conspiracy and murder charges was issued in October 2020, but it was never executed. And he would accuse the NPA as well as other figures of quote-unquote covering up the truth. Now, it's obviously no secret that teffo's claims are obviously controversial due to his disbarment and also prior conflicts with the judge of the trial. And many people on social media would seemingly dismiss his statements as quote-unquote unverified, while others actually believe that they add credibility to the long-standing suspicion about Kelly Khumalo, with one commenter on Twitter saying, "Advocate Teffo, I'll forever have massive respect for you, sir," gaining 1.4 thousand likes. But even a more popular comment would say, "Advocate Teffo is not mad, nor is he lying. A lot of truth was shared on the podcast and chill," gaining 5.2 thousand likes. However, things would take a turn for the worst because Kelly Khumalo would actually respond to the advocate's claims on the MacG podcast.
Enough is enough. It stops here and it stops today. I'm not going to be diplomatic about this. I'm not going to release press statements. I'm not going to waste my money hiring lawyers to speak on my behalf. Udoti nje udoti. If you strongly believe that I am capable of what you're accusing me of, very simple. Come and get me. It's that simple. I'm not above the law, but I think I'm at the point where I am enough of you people dragging my name through the mud. It stops now. These stupid humiliation rituals that you've been performing, Ngami, over the years, enough. If you feel that I am the woman that you are coming after, simple. Come and get me.
You see, quite surprisingly, after Kelly Khumalo's response, many people on the internet actually didn't like her response at all because they simply believe that there's something she's hiding. And very soon after Kelly Khumalo's response, the advocate would respond to Kelly Khumalo's video.
This time around, I want to make a plea to my countrymen and women to the treatment of Ms. Nontanta Kelly Khumalo. I've seen that Kelly Khumalo has made an attempt to respond to what I've said at the podcast and she. However, it was not necessary for her to have come and tried to attempt to answer or to respond because I was not fighting Kelly and I'm not fighting Kelly. What I can say, my fellow South African, Kelly is very important witness in the matter of Senzo Maywa. We need Kelly to come and testify.
Now, in doing my research for this topic, I did actually watch a good portion of the MacG and Advocate Teffo podcast, and I do have some interesting takeaways after watching this video. You see, first and foremost, Advocate Teffo does say a lot of intelligent things. You see, when he's talking about the drug and alcohol industry in South Africa and how it's pretty much crippling our society and why the police aren't doing much about this, I do genuinely take his side in this matter. It's no secret that South Africa has a very big issue in terms of the drug trade, and it seems as though a lot of politicians and a lot of celebrity figures in South Africa are seemingly involved with this trade, and I genuinely do believe that more has to be done in terms of eradicating this issue in South Africa. However, when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa trial, well, my thoughts are twofold. First and foremost, we do have to genuinely understand that Advocate Teffo was closer to this case than a lot of us were, so there's a lot of information he'd be privy to that we just simply don't know. He was in these courtrooms when these matters were being discussed and reviewed by a judge. He quite simply has information that a lot of the public just doesn't have. He has a perspective that a lot of the public wish they had, but they just simply don't. And so because of this, I can almost see how so many people would be taking Advocate Teffo's side in the things he was saying during this podcast. However, that's a bit problematic. You see, simply believing Advocate Teffo just because he was close to the case is really dangerous, because at the end of the day, MacG said something interesting, and he said
but Advocate Teffo, we're aware of that. We want to know from you, what do you think happened that night? Like, we're aware of everything that you're saying. It's been well documented. We just want to ask from you, what do you think happened that night?
No, I've said it, MacG. I said Senzo was killed.
You see, right there is where Advocate Teffo loses me. See, this is not merely based on fact. It's not based on the justice system. It's quite simply Advocate Teffo's personal views. This is what he believes as an advocate. It's not the gospel truth. And so I don't agree with people just blindly believing that Advocate Teffo is telling the truth when he's clearly just telling us his opinion on this matter. And the worst part about this is the fact that because people don't know whether Kelly Khumalo is guilty of committing this act, what they're doing is they're sending a lot of hate against her. Because if Kelly Khumalo is innocent, which I believe, then you would have attacked not only an innocent person, but somebody who lost their husband that day. This is a very complex case and there can be a lot of emotions that are involved with a case like this. However, I do think it's important for everybody to keep an open mind and let the justice system do its best. Because whether or not you believe Kelly Khumalo is innocent or guilty, the truth of the matter is you don't have all the facts. But what I do know is that treating her like she's guilty and sending such disgusting comments towards her is not the way to do things. And so unfortunately, we'll just have to see where this case ends up in the next coming months.